You're listening to Espresso Shots Live. Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for your digital caffeine.
It's a little too on the nose if you ask me. I mean,
No, it's going to be fine, and you look fabulous.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, and action. And welcome to Espresso Shots Live. My name is John, filming from beautiful downtown Westport here on a not so bad of a day. Not so bad. Uh, Day. Good news, bad news. Bad news is my coffee machine has no coffee in it in my cup tonight. But there's nothing wrong with water. We got lots of water here in the village of Westport, so it's not a bad thing. So listen, what a crazy week we had. Um, so much going on in the world today. Lots of stress, lots of anxiety. Thank God, we live in a small area like the Rideau Lakes in Westport, and we seem to not hide from some of these issues, but we seem to escape them somehow. But everybody has to kind of get away a little bit and get out of their heads and get out there. So tonight we want to talk about a few different ways you can do that. And for me, one thing I always love that kind of gets me out of my head a little bit is music, and I can't help but going back to the song. Um, there's so many great songs, but for what it's worth, Buffalo Springfield, I should say, written in '66. What a great tune that song is rolling around my head tonight. What kind of songs are rolling around in your head tonight as you see all these things that are happening around the world and particularly in the U.S. of A. And and not to forget that we are in a pandemic. We are still in a very serious situation in Ontario here. So what do you do? Well, one great escape is Ride the Highlands, and it's a website designated for motorcyclists and bicyclists that want to get out and enjoy the area. So if you've not checked out Ride the Highlands, ridethehighlands.ca. They have a beautiful website that talks about all the different trails. One of the trails that comes through Westport is called the Rideau Ridge, and it's a twisty road, and I think it's about a 3 kilometer um, trip, I believe. But it brings you through all the great little areas of the village. And if you haven't checked out that website, check it out. They talk about there's something like over 5,000 kilometers of trails that they've mapped out to use. So definitely a great resource. They also have a free map that they've printed out. You can go to their website and request a free map. And I sat in on a Zoom call with Chris and the folks from Ride the Highlands last week, and they talked about all the exciting things that they had. And the Cottage Coffee House is one of those. We're one of the people on their group, and last year they actually selected us to give out railroad spike bottle openers, which were a real hit. But there's all kinds of great businesses that are partnered up with Ride the Highlands. A lot of great Airbnbs as well. And one of the things they talked about, I liked it. They called it the 3 Bs, which was bakeries, butcheries, and breweries, and great things to do when you're out and about on a motorcycle. So if you haven't checked out Ride the Highlands, check it out. The other exciting thing I have a great guest with me tonight, and she's just waiting in the background to come on the show with me. Um, I guess I'm having some issues.
Oh, okay. I just got a note from my beautiful wife that my audio was not working, and that's kind of par for the course tonight because nothing seems to be working. I have nothing in my cup other than water. Going live is always a lot of fun. Anyway, we're going to quickly go back and talk just a little bit about Ride the Highlands is what we were talking about, and I apologize for my audio issue. There is a bit of a delay, so by the time my wife realized I had no audio and came out and told me, it was already about 2 minutes into my show. But that's okay. So Ride the Highlands, if you've not checked it out, ridethehighlands.ca is a motorcycle website that gives all kinds of great information about trails, and it's a great way to get out of your headspace and get out and enjoy the area. Over 5,000 kilometers of trails that they've mapped out. So if you're eager to get out on your bike, check out the website. They have a beautiful free map as well that they just go to the website and they'll send you a map, which is awesome. And they talk. I joined them in a Zoom call last week, and they talked about the 3 Bs on bikes: bakeries, butcheries, and breweries, and 3 great things that you want to hit up. Well, Westport is chocked full of those, and the Cottage Coffee House is a proud partner with Ride the Highlands. Last year, they selected us as one of the 4 businesses in the area to hand out a free gift for all the cyclists and motorcyclers, which was a railroad spike that was made by a gentleman that owns the Limestone Airbnb, I think in Marmor or Madoc, in one of those areas. But anyway, a great gift to give out. So anyway, wanted to talk a little bit about getting out, and we have a great guest waiting to join us tonight and to talk a little bit about trails and getting out on the trails and getting out and walking and what's available in this area and what you should do. So let's welcome to the show Victoria Walsh. Hey, Victoria. It's going okay.
Yeah. Look at us all set up here.
I know. Did you see that? Me going on with no audio like for 5 minutes?
There wasn't enough hand signals in the world.
I should have somebody doing that on the side, eh? Well, that's what I hope my guests kind of say, hey, I got to come up with a signal.
I thought it was just me on my end, so you're okay.
No, it was everybody. So what's in your cup tonight, Victoria?
I am not cheating. I actually have coffee. I have Morning Owl coffee in my cup tonight. A little bit of juice to keep going.
Nice. So one thing I was talking about when I was muted was about just kind of getting out. There's a lot of things happening in the world right now, and it's a crazy, crazy time. The pandemic, when you think that things can't get any worse, they do. And I'm a big music guy, and one song that is rolling around in my head these days is For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. Something happened in here. And so I got to ask you, is there a song that's kind of rolling around in your brain right now?
You know what? A friend of mine just released a new tune on iTunes. They're called Class of 91, and they're out of Manotick, so it's a local band. And they just released their first single. I can't even say that. And that's what I've got going on in my head. So free shout out to them because they're stuck.
Nice. Maybe we'll add a link to the show when it's done and give them a plug for sure. We're always in for plugging small businesses because we are a small business. So, have you ever heard of Ride the Highlands?
I haven't. So since you mentioned it, I've been looking at their website. I can't believe they exist. It's so beautiful. Makes me almost want to own a bike.
Yeah, and they promote not only motorcycles but two-wheeled cyclists as well. Yeah. And some of their routes are a little bit smaller where you can do them on a bicycle, and some of them are a bit larger where you can do them on a bike. But they're a great group of guys. They selected us to be partners last year, and we gave out the railroad spikes, and we really liked it. And then the people that came through just really enjoyed getting it.
No, it absolutely looks amazing. I feel like they're my spirit animal, but on 2 wheels, and I'm on 2 legs.
Nice. So let's talk a bit about what you're up to. I mean, I don't even know where to start with you, actually.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, I run a hiking website, a wellness and hiking website. So the gist of it is to prioritize wellness while out in the wild. I really like just getting out local, usually hiking within 2 hours of Ottawa, And I post all the trails that I hike and all the trail information and the local coffee shops and the local stores. I like pushing all the good local small businesses as well. Sorry, that was a bit of a ramble, guys.
No, that's okay. So actually, and you've actually put together a guide as well.
Mm-hmm. So this is new. I wanted a way to raise money for our local conservation efforts and mental health. Those are two things that are near and dear to my heart. So last year, I realized that there is no one guide for hiking trails for the Ottawa region and valley. So everyone has their own, the municipalities have their own guides, and, Parks Ontario and Parks Canada do their thing, but there's no one set guide for all the trails. So that's what I did. I created one guide right here, and it's up on the screen too. And it has all the trails within 2 hours of Ottawa in it. Pretty awesome.
And so you're selling these guides as well, with a portion going to charity of sorts.
Yeah. So 25% of sales is going to go to Boots in the Ground. If anyone's not heard of them, they're fantastic. They're out of Toronto, and they provide peer-to-peer 24/7 support for our emergency services in Ontario.
So Victoria, you're very big on getting out, and I met you a few years ago at my cafe, and we got a chat, and then we became friends, I guess, on social media. And you've told me quite a few stories over the years, and I'm wondering if you might share some of the stories as to why you are where you are and who you are.
Oh, that's a big. I don't know how my path. I'm very nomadic, I think. I started out in the military, and I was 14 years in the military, and then retired with absolutely no idea where I was going to go next. Then by day, I'm actually an IT consultant. I don't even know how that happened. And then I took a nursing degree, and during all this, I just kind of fell in love with hiking.
And that's where I met you. You'd come into the Cottage Coffee House, and I see you'd be out on these hikes already in the morning time, and then you'd come in midday for a coffee or dirty chai or something along those lines.
Yeah, beloved dirty chai, and your Mount Foley bars, which I'm absolutely obsessed with.
They are pretty good, aren't they? So what's your favorite trail in this area?
That's a good question. Well, everybody seems to go to Rock Dunder, that's for sure. And if you look at anyone's dating profile, you'll see that it's all the background of Rock Dunder. But honestly, I like the newer, more less traveled trails, like Mississippi Madawaska Land Trust just picked up the Pool Family Trail out in Carp, which is fairly new. And they have Rose Hill up past Bon Echo, which is also fairly new, but extensive. Yeah, those are two that I happen to like.
Nice. Why do you like walking on trails? And I know you kind of like wandering by yourself, and you had a great quote, and I wrote it down here. And I misplaced it, and it's on your website, but let me pull this up right. I think it's right here. Yes, prioritizing wellness while exploring the wild. That's pretty good.
That's that sums it up in a nutshell. I find getting outdoors grounding, like most people do. It calms anxiety. It brings the sunlight in. There's something about walking away from the noise of electronics and the city and the hustle and bustle and your work and your expectations, and just leaving it all at the door and going for a walk outside.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And whether it's 2 feet and a heartbeat, or maybe you're out on your scooter, or maybe you're on a skateboard, or whatever, just being outside and being connected to the planet is pretty special.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna pull up.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Victoria.
Oh, I was just about to say that's where all the magic happens. Someone asked me the other day, like, why do you prefer hiking alone so much? And because I honestly, I find that's where we're the most creative. That's where you get the best ideas.
I get the best ideas when I'm showering. I don't know why.
Not quite the same.
It's like the rain.
It's just,
It's like the
by
rain
yourself.
coming down. I don't know. Too much information. So listen, you got a pretty active website. It's right here.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that, eh? And you can subscribe to this thing. Talk me through your
And I
website a
do
little.
monthly newsletters. So the way it works is I try to do monthly newsletters to tell everyone what's on the go. And I think that's especially important right now with the pandemic going on and our constant changing restrictions with the outdoors. But if you look on the website, you've got the main blog, then you have the hiking guides. And for every trail I hike, and I hike all these myself, I'll do a full hiking guide giving everyone all the information they need to get there and enjoy it as well. So that's there. And then what I'm particularly proud of is the resource page. There is almost 20 resources that are free for everyone. They could download like the best waterfall hikes in the area and the best tower hikes and vistas and family friendly and accessible hikes for anyone with mobility needs, or dog friendly hikes. Those are the things that I like sharing with everybody.
Yes, I looked at your website yesterday. There's so much on here, Victoria. It's a wealth of information, and if anybody's not familiar with, and I'm sure some people are familiar with some items, but there's so much on here. It's worth the look. And it's girlgonegood.ca is the website.
Oh, .com.
Oh, sorry, .com. Nice. Did you draw your logo?
I didn't, but I did get someone local to do it for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So do you have any great stories that you want to share about hiking, Victoria? You've been out and about quite a bit hiking. What have you been seeing out and about? I mean, is there anybody else out there as well right now, or is it who's out hiking these days?
So, there's a lot of people during the day now, and what I enjoy is that there's more families out hiking together right now because the kids are off. So that's really nice to see.
And how do you find the weather right now? It's been a bit of a mixed bag of nuts, right?
Yeah, I am the oddball who likes hiking in the winter best. I actually don't like hiking in the summer with all the bugs.
Yeah, the springtime.
Yeah, it's pretty sure they could pick us up and carry us away right now.
Yep. Hey, listen, did you know that Espresso Shots Live does the local weather?
I didn't. Are
Yeah.
you going to advise me on my next hike?
Yes. I have. We've hired a weather person to do the weather, and I'm going to take a 1 minute out, and we're just going to go do the weather, and we're going to come back.
Awesome.
So let's
Sounds
head over and check out the weather here for the weekend.
Good Wednesday evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Happy McSunny, and I'm reporting to you live from Westport and the Rideau Lakes area. Next 5 days look pretty good. We've got some sun, a few clouds, low 20s, and maybe a chance of rain on Saturday. And for right now, it looks pretty good. Back to you, John.
Well, thank you very much, Happy McSunner. Happy McSunny. And yeah.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. But you know, with a weather report like that, I think I would get out in the trails now. Especially, it is orchid season right now on the trails. So it's a good time to check out your local trails. I think the trilliums are out in full bloom and the orchids are just starting right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, this is great. I mean, I wanted to ask you one other thing as well, if you don't mind. I want a recommendation. I want your recommendations because I know people are wanting to get out and they're not really sure what to do right now. That should they go shopping? Is it safe? Do they not? But they want to get out and do some things in a local way. What would you suggest might be a fun day for somebody this weekend coming up? What would you suggest, maybe in the Rideau Lakes area because you know it pretty well? What would you suggest to folks?
So it's a bit of a toss-up. Of course, I'm going to recommend going hiking, but I'm going to ask folks to take a look for either the trails that have more kilometers on them so you could properly socially distance, or the lesser known trails. So one of the two. I have a trail finder map on my website so that could help people decide on where to go. But I would say get out there in nature. Everything's in full bloom right now. Maybe who's in Rideau Lakes? Purdon is going to come up with their orchids very soon up near Perth. And oh gosh, I don't know. Go check one of the trails by the lakes.
Check one of them out. Well, you got to make sure you stop into the Cottage Coffee House soon. I haven't seen you in probably, I bet 6 months.
It's been forever. And do you know what? I have to say, I love Westport, and I stop by your place and Cynthia's place so often. Westport and Mount Foley and that trail is the first, and albeit only time, I have ever been fangirled on the trails.
Okay, what does that mean?
Fangirl, that is when someone recognizes you from like either celebrity status or online or whatever, but you have. So this couple actually stopped me, and they actually said like, oh my God, are you Girl Gone Good? I follow you all the time. I'm in the middle of the woods by myself. Who are you people?
Paparazzi.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's never going to happen again, so we're good.
So I got a story to tell you. Last year, I picked up my buddy Casey Ferguson. He has a show called The Casey Ferguson Show, and we were going to Toronto to see a concert, I believe. We were. And I said, let's go to Starbucks. I'll get a Americano for myself and something for Casey. Go to the drive-through window, and the girl says to me, "You're that espresso guy." In Kingston, she said that to me.
No.
Oh, yeah. And I thought, wow. And Casey was looking at me. He's like, "You're pretty famous, eh?" And I said, well, you know.
It does get a little weird. I got stopped at work right before all this happened, and we were getting coffee, and here I am with like the director and my coworkers, and someone said, "Oh, Girl Gone Good." Now, in hindsight, maybe I should have picked another name for the website, because saying Girl Gone Good at the office, maybe not the best name.
I think it's a great name.
Yeah.
So
Suits.
you could follow you on Instagram, Facebook. You have a great Instagram page with all kinds of great pictures and great things. The website is another great resource, .com, girlgonegood.com. And if you haven't followed Victoria, give her a follow and give her a shout out.
Yeah, and if anyone has any hiking questions, or if they want recommendations for the weekend, feel free to message me. I do it all the time. I love sharing all these things.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you spending a half an hour with me today, Victoria, to talk a bit about the trails. And, I wish you well, and looking forward to seeing you again soon in the village of Westport here.
Oh, you guys won't be rid of me fast.
And maybe we'll check in with you once in a while to see how you're doing and just reach out to you on the show.
Sounds good, John. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Hey, no problem. Peace, love, and coffee. And we'll talk to you again real soon, Victoria.
Awesome. Peace.
Well, there you have it, folks. Great interview with Victoria Walsh, Girl Gone Good. And again, her website, girlgonegood.com. And again, follow her on Instagram and Facebook. Beautiful person. Great. I remember meeting her at the cafe, and I think it was with Harrison. And she got chatting with Harrison, I think, and maybe even myself. And just had so many great things to say about everything and all the best, Victoria. And if you're looking to get out on some trails, check out the website or just go check out. There's so many trails you can just venture out on your own and find. And Westport is a great place. Our favorite trail is one. Everybody knows what Spy Rock. Everybody knows about Spy Rock Trail. But if you're heading up the mountain, rather than going right to Spy Rock, go left and do the Kingston to Ottawa Trail, I think it's called, the Ottawa to Kingston Trail. It cuts you right across. You look at Sand Lake as you're coming back, and you'll end up by the Lions Club when you come out. It's not a very long trail, but it's a pretty great trail, and it's my favorite one in the village of Westport to do. It's an easy one to do. You can take the kids, you can take the dog, and follow the markers because it's not a clear-cut trail. It's easy to get kind of tossed around in there, but it's a lot of fun. So anyway, thanks for joining Espresso Shots this week. Next week, look forward to having a buddy of mine come on that's been growing out his hair for a long, long time. And now he's going to cut it to raise money for one of the missions in Ottawa. And I think the plan is whoever comes up with the funkiest haircut, whether it be a Mr. T haircut or a bald haircut, whatever, he's going to do that. So looking forward to talk to Jeff next weekend. So peace, love, coffee, everyone. We'll talk to you next weekend. Cheers. Bye, Victoria.